Wrestling fans, what's going on, man? It's Black Couch Booking here with a brand new video. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. I promise you will not be disappointed. And if you're old to the channel, Couch Crew, what's going on, man? Hope you guys are having a great day today. It is Monday night for me. I am watching Raw on Netflix as I'm recording this video, but that will not affect my opinions of this video. I'm going strictly off of my opinions from WrestleMania. And as always, we value everyone's opinion here. If you disagree, fine. You agree, cool. I love when people disagree, so I could, maybe you guys could change my mind about something. But please be respectful in the comment section, man. That's all I ask, man. We all have different opinions, and it's wrestling, guys. Like let's build a positive community of people who can actually share thoughts and opinions without trying to tear each other down. Because that's what the world is right now. But we don't got to be that. I'm building something else over here on my channel, on my platform. So if you want to go, tear people down and do all that, you go somewhere else with that. You know what I'm saying? We positive and we're giving our objective opinions, whether it's an agreeable or disagreeable opinion. Anyway, man. So with that being said, though, made this tier list, and I want to talk about the real winners and losers from WrestleMania 41. That's going to mean something very different to me than it might mean for you. But this is my opinion, like I said, and I did add one category, which is basically there's no effect on the person after WrestleMania. It's not just about who won the match, it's about who's going to get something from, winning the match or losing the match. Maybe the loss actually helped someone. Maybe, the story will progress in that person's, overall character based off of what happened. So we're gonna do the winners, the losers, and no effect. And that honorable mention, I didn't add him to the list, but I'm gonna add The Rock as honorable mention, and I'm gonna say he's a loser. Not like that, but he's part of the loser category because The Rock should have showed up. I mean, I was still cool with John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, and the whole Travis Scott interfering thing. I really wasn't a big fan, but I kind of get why supposedly he's trying to ruin wrestling, and that definitely did ruin a lot of people's nights. But we definitely should have got The Rock, if not coming out, at least doing the introduction for John Cena or something. So The Rock is honorable mention. And so much so, he didn't even show up to work to be on my list. So, but we got two Logan Pauls for some reason. All right, so let's get right into it. I want to go a little unorthodox. I'm going to say Ray Phoenix, and I'm going to say no effect. I mean, him just filling in was great. Him having a WrestleMania moment was actually good. So he really could be in the winners, but he wasn't hurt from that loss against Chad Gable. Yes, Chad Gable. I mean, Chad Gable was meant to win. Chad Gable would have beat Rey Mysterio regardless. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't think Ray Phoenix really, that don't hurt Ray Phoenix's character at all. Him being at WrestleMania is fine. And Penta lost at WrestleMania as well. So that really don't make a difference. Hey, he might win the IC title tonight. Hopefully not. So I'm gonna put him in no effect. And now I'm gonna go unorthodox. Braun Breaker, I'm gonna put him in winners. I sincerely think that Braun Breaker is gonna win the Money in the Bank. I mean, supposedly the rumor is that there will be no King and Queen of the Ring because they're doing Evolution 2. That's the rumor. I don't know if that's been confirmed. So I thought Braun Breaker was gonna be King of the Ring. I think Money in the Bank should be for someone who's more. I want to see a more cowardice cash in. I think Braun Breaker has. He's not a baby face, but he's the kind of guy that's like him doing a sneaky cash in is like he could just beat people up. I don't think he needs to do that. But I do think Braun Breaker gets to move on from the IC title and gets to move up to the main division. And I do think he might be the guy to dethrone Jey Uso because there's a story there. Obviously, they clashed for the IC title. So Braun Breaker beating Jey Uso would actually not hurt Jey Uso. So I think that Braun Breaker is definitely a winner, in the winner category for sure. And I'm looking forward to him challenging for the World Heavyweight Championship one day and one day winning it. I actually like Braun Breaker. I just think they could keep adding more layers to him as a character. Yeah. And hopefully I got everybody here, guys. And let me get this. My boy, Karrion Kross, all he did was make a tiny appearance at WrestleMania, but that's definitely a win for him. And if you seen that promo that man cut, oh my goodness, this guy is sensational, bro. This guy deserves so much more. If you ain't see the promo, look it up. Sensational promo. I love Karrion Kross. Ever since I seen him in NXT. the entrance alone got me captivated. His matches was going crazy. Had a great NXT run. I think this guy is really world champion material, but if not, I mean, he doesn't really need the belt to me because he's so good. He can have captivating stories. Look what Drew McIntyre has done without being the world heavyweight champion the past few months within the last year. Karrion Kross could have something like that if given the opportunity, and I think it starts with AJ Styles. You want to talk about, let's see, some losers. Duh, 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 duh. Okay. So Joe Hendry, I'm not a Joe Hendry hater. I'm not the biggest fan of Joe Hendry. I think y'all made him more of a meme than a wrestler, and the guy can actually wrestle. I did check out his stuff, but like some people, y'all just put it's almost like what y'all did to Jey Uso. Y'all turned him into a mascot, and then y'all turned on him. Y'all gonna turn on Joe Hendry one day. Mark my words. But the reason why I'm gonna put him in the losers is not because of the squash match. I mean. He got squashed against a legend in Randy Orton, who's about to challenge for the WWE Championship. It's not about that. It's about he's in the losers because this man has a title match coming up this week, if I'm not mistaken. So if I'm TNA and I'm running my TNA promotion, okay, we have a partnership with WWE. Okay, you can use Joe Hendry, but Joe Hendry just got squashed before his title match. So he's gonna lose the title match because even though he did get squashed by Randy Orton, which is fine, my world champion just got squashed and then he's going to defend the championship. So that means everybody on my roster is trash, basically. And TNA barely gets wins against NXT superstars. So that's why I'm put him in loser from it was a great WrestleMania moment for him. He got to be at WrestleMania and you know what I'm saying? I mean, people love to take RKO's from Randy Orton. It's kind of like it's like a milestone type of thing, like a bucket list type of thing. But for TNA, it's kind of like that's my champion though. I was about to say you could have sent Moose. Nah, you couldn't have sent Moose. I love Moose. You could have sent Nick Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler. It wouldn't have been as big of a pop, but like doing that to my this is my world champion. I don't know. Kind of weird to me, but that's just my opinion. Okay, let me get to the nitty gritty. Bianca Belair. Um, this I'm putting her in loser strictly for the WrestleMania moments because I do think her losing is gonna have her go into the Jade Cargill program. So that's why I'm not tripping. I think her, Jade Cargill, Naomi still got more story to tell, so she's not gonna be really dealing with the Women's World Championship unless they do Bianca versus Rhea number one contenders match at Backlash so we could get the one-on-one and then Bianca challenges in a rematch or whatever the case may be, or but that might not be the case. But I think I'm put her in the loser category because her eating the pin was very telling to me. I still think Rhea Ripley should have ate the pin and not even to be biased. I like Rhea Ripley as well. The people who know me know I like Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. I do think they book Rhea Ripley like way too strong sometimes, especially in the triple threat match. She was reversing every single thing. I'm like, bro, it's no way. You can't tell me nobody could get a move on her. She reversing basically everything except for like two finishers. But Io could have pinned Rhea, and I think you could have advanced the story like that because you could have got Rhea Io rematch, and then Bianca do stuff with Jade and Naomi. But I do think Bianca's the loser here because she won Elimination Chamber, she earned her opportunity, and then the fans turned on it, and now she gets booed. So like everything was just stockpiling. So it really does suck because I love Bianca Belair a lot. I think she's going to be one of the greatest of all time when it's all said and done. But in the WrestleMania, this WrestleMania season wasn't really it, man. I wish she and Rhea just could have had a match straight up, but I am happy for Io. So with that being said, put Io in winners. Great WrestleMania moment. Sorry about that, y'all. Had some technical difficulties, but Io Sky, that was a W WrestleMania moment. She definitely deserved to win, even though I'm a big fan of Bianca Belair. Io Sky winning was the right decision, and I'm happy that they showed Kairi Sane was in the building and they showed Io Sky's family. So I'm definitely happy with that decision. And as you can see, I also put Jacob Fatu in winners. You know, shout out to OG, aka Expert Level Wrestling. We don't need for him and Soul Sikoa to get it going immediately. And Soul Sikoa didn't didn't even walk him all the way down to the ring, and he wasn't managing him. So Jacob Fatu won straight up. We'll get Solo versus Jacob Fatu eventually, and I'm looking forward to it for sure. That's definitely going to be a big story. Does Solo win the United States Championship with Jacob Fatu, or does Jacob Fatu kick him out the group definitively? So it's definitely going to be an interesting story. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. We want to talk about winners and losers. And remember, guys, I'm making this based off of WrestleMania because Raw, there's been a lot of developments unfolding tonight, but we ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? So let's go losers. Yeah, I'll do it. So this is just based on WrestleMania. Obviously, Becky Lynch just turned heel against Lyra Valkyria, but Bayley definitely a loser in that situation. I like having Bayley at WrestleMania. Bayley is a very talented wrestler. She's one of the best in my opinion. So, unfortunately, for the sake of the story, she got attacked backstage, which obviously, it was probably Becky Lynch that did it. They didn't reveal that tonight as far as I'm watching right now. The New Day and Alpha Academy are doing, whatever they're doing. So I don't know if that's the case. So yeah, we definitely got Bailey in the losers section, due to, not being able to get to WrestleMania, but I'm sure she'll find something to do, as time progresses. I'm gonna go Gunther. I'm gonna go no effect. Gunther is Gunther. But him losing to Jey Uso is respectable. He was 3-0 against Jey Uso. Him losing the championship after a long title reign. I don't understand how you guys would or anyone would say that he's a loser in the situation. But shout out to Gunther. He had a decent title reign in my opinion. Went from IC champion to King of the Ring to World Heavyweight Champion. That's a W historic run that Gunther went on. And when people look back at the history books, they'll definitely say, he had a historic run and a meteoric rise on the main roster. So shout out to Gunther. I don't think this affects him at all. Now he can have a match against Dragunov if Dragunov comes back healthy. So I'll be looking forward to seeing that. And I think Gunther should go on SmackDown. Honestly, maybe him and Kaiser could, just do some stuff and, develop a story from there. This one. Oh, I got two Naomis. Let's go with the recent one. Naomi, this one's kind of tough for me. Hmm. Uh, I'm gonna go, you know what? I'm gonna go W. I'm gonna go W. And where's Jay Cargill? I'm gonna give both of them W because both of them had a match that I think some people weren't expecting to be as good as it was. I think Jay Cargill definitely earned respect, and I think Jay Cargill should be given props for, everything that, she did in that match. And Naomi is sensational as always. Love the new theme song. Love everything that Naomi is doing, as of right now. And I think that Naomi is one of those people, that could win the Money in the Bank, put the caution tape around the Money in the Bank. I think Naomi is one of those people that obviously we could keep going with the feud, in my opinion. I don't think that, it would be far-fetched that, Naomi and Jay run it back, or Bianca and Naomi turn out to be the culprits the whole time, and Naomi manages Bianca as she goes against Jade Cargill. I don't think that would be out of the realm of possibility. So I think that both of them, even though, the match was done, I don't think the story's done, and I think there's a lot more left. Even if Naomi moves on from Jade, I think Naomi will be a great heel to go against Tiffany Stratton. Whether she wins or not, Naomi being in the title scene, period, is a W. So I think they both got a W from that. Obviously, I wanted Naomi to win, but thinking about the long haul and the big picture of things, I think Naomi for sure, is coming out of this, looking pretty good. And Rusev is back, and he's attacking Alpha Academy, so he's gonna be a heel, I guess. Okay, cool. Cody Rhodes. I'm putting Cody Rhodes in winner. Why am I putting Cody Rhodes in winner? I'm putting Cody Rhodes in winner because you guys are going to start liking him again now that he isn't champion. Now, obviously, John Cena just did this promo and started booing, and people started booing Cody Rhodes when he mentioned his name. But I'm going based off of WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes winning wouldn't have been the right decision. People would have been booing him and not behind him. Even though people boo him when John Cena mentions him, I think that people would cheer Cody Rhodes and really be into Cody Rhodes again now that he isn't champion. And now there are more stories for him to, go against. Look what Drew McIntyre, CM Punk did without the belt. Look at Seth Rollins did without the belt. Look at all these stories that had no belt involved, and look how much it was over. Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins, all those times it was super duper over and was basically a main event match without the belt. So I think that Cody Rhodes can get back into that flavor of things, and that without the belt, people will start liking him again. And then finally, once he goes after, becoming a two-time champion, then y'all will start sucking again because that's how fickle the IWC is. And Damian Priest, I'm going to say no effect. At first, I was going to put him in losers, but I think if he would have won, people would have turned on him because people acknowledged that Drew McIntyre needed a WrestleMania moment, which W Drew McIntyre. But Damian Priest is going to be fine. Triple H is very high on Damian Priest. I could see Damian Priest maybe beating Jacob Fatu for the United States strap, if not solo. I could see Damian Priest challenging for the not the WWE Championship. Well, you never know. I can see him just challenging for a world title soon. You know what I'm saying? So it really doesn't matter, in my humble opinion. I think Damian Priest, him taking that L doesn't really hurt him at all. So, and I actually do want Damian Priest to, do some cool things, but I think Damian Priest showed that he doesn't need the belt. He can do cool things without the belt. So I'm really interested in that. Becky Lynch. It's so hard to do Becky Lynch without thinking about Monday Night Raw. But you know what? I think regardless, I'll put her in the winner's circle because no, 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 no. Mm, uh, okay, yeah. Let me do Lyra first though. Lyra is a winner because regardless of whether or not she wins, whether or not she keeps her women's tag team championship or not, she'll still be the women's intercontinental champion. So it's a W, and that's a good accolade for her to have. She's a double champ. Obviously, well, not anymore because I'm watching the show live, but I'm going based off of WrestleMania. So her being a double champ is a W for someone, of her, age and things like that. And she's very fresh on the main roster still. So that's a W for her. And that just adds to her pedigree. And as far as Becky Lynch goes, she's a multi-time now women's tag team champion. It's a good way to come back. She's coming back as, a champion in WWE. And it's a W for her because she got to have a big moment at WrestleMania and the people loved it. People were going crazy for Becky Lynch. I said she was coming back and everyone called me an idiot, but I don't pat myself on the back. I'm gonna do it that one time though. Tiffany Stratton, W. She had a good match against Charlotte, in my opinion. I think Tiffany Stratton had a good match against Charlotte, in my opinion. I think that Tiffany Stratton, they're definitely going to build her up to be the future. And like I said, I think a match with her and Naomi and having Naomi either cash in and beat her or just having Naomi go against her, period, would do wonders for Tiffany Stratton. Obviously, they've clashed in the past, but she hasn't clashed against this Naomi. And now with her going and being the babyface and Naomi being the heel, that could be a good dynamic. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely be interested in seeing that and maybe Nia Jax get involved somehow as well. Um, LA Knight, I'm going to say he's a winner because now is the time that he gets to move on to the main championship division. Give LA Knight a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship or the WWE Championship. I think him and John Cena would be a cool match, even though he's not going to beat him. I think it's time to move LA Knight up to the upper main card. And if not, then you never have faith in LA Knight at all. It's a W for him because he gets to move on from being the United States champion, two-time US champion. And his second run, he was champion for like 40 days. So time to move on from that. Do not challenge Jacob Fatu in the rematch. Move him up. And I think it's a W. It's a great passing of the torch. More losers. I want to. No, I'm gonna say this one's kind of tough. I'm gonna put him in losers. Eric and Ivar. It really could be no effect. I don't think that people were super duper behind them as the World Tag Team Champions. They are entertaining as far as in-ring stuff, but other than that, they didn't do their characters right. I think they should have did their characters more like Sons of Anarchy type because that's kind of thought it was, but they were just big guys with tattoos and beards. They were the Viking Raiders with a damn a leather jacket skin. So I'm gonna say they're the losers from this. I mean, if they even if they would have retained, they still would have been losers. So it was a lose-lose situation for them. So the War Raiders, you know what I'm saying, but that's my opinion. I mean, the War Raiders are they straight, but they should have expanded upon the characters more, and they should have had more title defenses before WrestleMania. They didn't really build them up that well. Raw's tag team division is trash. But the winners, New Day, you cannot say that the New Day aren't top three tag teams of all time behind Edge and Christian and the Hardys. I think the New Day are above the Dudleys now, and I think they are above the Usos as well. Not just because of the number of championships, but like the New Day wrestled a really, really good match at WrestleMania as far as like tag team wrestling, cutting off the ring, everything. I really liked how they incorporated them being heel and their new style along with just them being traditional wrestlers in their normal style. So I think the New Day are definitely top three tag teams of all time. I mean, they've been top five, so but I think they moved up past the Dudleys, in my opinion. Just because the Dudleys are legendary, you could be honest, if you agree or disagree. Rhea Ripley, no effect. People still gonna love Rhea Ripley regardless. Even if she would have ate the pin, people would have that would have been a W actually, because then it adds more layers to her character. I do think her and Bianca are going to have a one-on-one at Backlash. If not Backlash, they're going to have their one-on-one match. Don't worry. It don't got to be for the strap. They could just have that one-on-one, and that's what people really want. But Rhea losing doesn't affect her at all. She did not eat the pin anyway. So really she's fine. So, I mean, and I don't have a problem with Rhea Ripley. I like Rhea Ripley a lot, but even her being the heel, in my opinion, in the situation, crying and begging and whining and forcing her way into the match, people were still cheering for her. So she really can't lose. Like she's above everything now. It's insane. Logan Paul, I'm gonna get Logan Paul a W. You got to win over AJ Styles at WrestleMania. That's a W within itself. And the match was decent to me. I don't think somebody said the match was terrible. I'm like, bro. I mean, everybody got a different opinion. I thought Logan Paul was doing well, and AJ Styles is AJ Styles. You know what I'm saying? So, and then having Karrion Kross come out, the match was good to me. And Logan Paul. I think Logan Paul could have a match against Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. I think this is justifiable to have a match against Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. And we're almost done with our list. Obviously, I gotta put my boy Dirty Dom. I'm so happy for Dominic Mysterio, man. IC champion, one of my favorites, always been one of my favorites. I've been said this guy should be IC champion a long time ago, and I'm very happy for Dirty Dom. Speaking of Jey Uso. 16, 17 years in the business. They wrote you off as a tag team guy. You win the Royal Rumble, you win the IC title, you win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Now you're a World Heavyweight Champion. Despite what y'all think about the man, bro, that's a beautiful accomplishment. You won the World Heavyweight Championship, something that your father couldn't do, and that's a beautiful accomplishment. So Jey Uso definitely a winner to me. Y'all could dislike the videos all y'all want and whatever the case may be, but when he was just the mascot saying yeet and dancing in the crowd, y'all was on his nuts. So, it's whatever. I'm a Jey Uso fan. I don't care. And that's my opinion. Finn Balor, I'm gonna say loser. I mean, I didn't want Finn Balor to win, but I mean, I think Finn Balor and Dominic are gonna have a one-on-one and they're gonna clash. I don't think Finn Balor gonna beat Dominic. I think this is how you get Dominic to be a baby face, and this is how Finn Balor's gonna take the L. I really wish Finn Balor had something to do where he could like be the winner, quote unquote, in the situation, but there's really nothing like I think this is Finn Balor is on that Dolph Ziggler time. This is his destiny. And that's fine, man. You know what I'm saying? I just wish he had one more shot to be a world champion. Because he deserves it, bro. He shouldn't be punished for being injured, when he won the Universal Championship, bro. Rey Mysterio, no effect. If he would have lost, it would have been no effect. With the acquisition of AAA, with the acquisition of AAA, Chad Gable winning is some Vince McMahon type beat for sure. But I'm not mad at it, bro. I think that was actually cool that Chad Gable won, and he was gonna be Rey Mysterio, mark my words. But it's Rey Mysterio, he's a legend, so that wouldn't have hurt. That wouldn't have hurt Rey Mysterio. Seth Rollins definitely W, man. Some people wrote Seth Rollins off. A lot of us did predict Paul Heyman helping him, but him being Roman Reigns, CM Punk in the main event is fire. I love Seth Rollins, top three in the world. Roman Reigns, I'm going to say I'm teetering for real. You know what though? I'm I'm gonna actually give him a W because Now you can add layers to the. No, I'm bugging. I can't do it. I'm gonna give him a loss. Roman Reigns is going to retire in 2 years, according to him. Roman Reigns, it's not like Roman Reigns is going to help progress the story in the immediate future. Roman Reigns probably not going to come back for like a couple of months, if anything. So the story not going to progress unless he's here consistently. Then we could build the Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns thing, and fine. But Roman Reigns probably don't show up to like the next big PLE event or whatever the case may be. So I ain't really tripping. I don't think Roman Reigns, really is gonna get a W from this. Stephanie Vaquer, wow, Stephanie Vaquer versus Io? Yo, it's a lot of surprises tonight. But yeah, man, I don't think Roman Reigns is really gonna get anything out of this until, later on. I want to see Roman versus Seth like as soon as possible. But I think Roman's last match will be a win against Seth. That would be a good way to, go off in the sunset. Charlotte Flair, I'm gonna say no effect. Whether she won, her losing helps to propel Tiffany. Her winning, the fans just would have been booing like they already booing anyway. So whether she win or loss, it's really no effect. She will be a world champion again. Charlotte Flair is gonna end with about 15 to 16. She's probably gonna tie the record with her dad, but she's probably not gonna beat John Cena's record, which is fine. So I don't think Charlotte Flair did look a little to me in the match. I ain't gonna lie, but she's still dealing with a knee problem, obviously. Maybe, what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I love Charlotte Flair. Greatest women's wrestler of all time, in my humble opinion. AJ Styles, like I said, I think he's a winner as well because now the feud with Karrion Kross is going to be very interesting. He helped to build up Logan Paul, get him over, and now him and Karrion Kross are going to go into a nice little program. Whether or not he turns heel or not, hope we'll see. But I think AJ Styles versus Karrion Kross would be definitely dope at Backlash. I would love to see that. Did I do Chad Gable already? W, of course. Chad Gable got to wrestle at WrestleMania and he won. That's a W, bro. Chad, after everything he's been through, even though this is still goofy and dumb, but after everything he's been through, Shorty G, you know what I'm saying, had to work with the Alpha Academy. Shoo, always a comedy guy. He's still a comedy guy, but at least he got to be a comedy guy at WrestleMania and get the W. Raquel, and now this isn't gonna make sense, but I'm gonna just do this now. I'm gonna say losers because losing to somebody who already got the belt and then a returning Becky Lynch helps it a little bit, but losing to the IC champion who has no purpose of being a double champ is nasty work. Obviously, they corrected that mistake, thank goodness, and now they're four-time women's tag team champions. But like when I saw them lose, I was disgusted. I wish Becky could have just turned then, but Becky, and her winning together was a nice little shock for everybody. But now, we got a better result after that, so it is what it is. So shout out to Liv, shout out to Raquel. I'm very happy that they got the straps back, but they definitely lost. They definitely was in a losing category, based off of what happened last night, at WrestleMania night two. CM Punk, I'm gonna put losers. Even though I didn't want CM Punk to win, I think CM Punk winning. And the main event at WrestleMania would have been dope, but obviously based on the story, we got something much better. Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman. That's a great story. So I'll take CM Punk losing, for the sake of that. But if that wasn't going to be a factor and Seth Rollins just won, whatever case may be, I think that CM Punk winning would have been a cool send off. But at least he got the main event at WrestleMania regardless. Randy Orton. I'm gonna say winner. At least he got his match. It's Randy Orton. No effect. Never mind. No effect. It was against Joe Hendry. I would have loved him to go against Aleister Black, but that's just me. I'm a fanboy, apparently. I'm a WWE mark, apparently, so I don't appreciate nobody. But I would have loved him to go against a returning Aleister Black, which he will be back on SmackDown on Friday, I believe, or Rusev, which he just debuted on Raw. But I mean, him and bro Joe Hendry was cool. He squashed him, but it's really no effect on Randy. I'm just happy he got to be at WrestleMania. Penta, no effect as well. I mean, Penta got aura. Penta got aura, bro. Penta, I knew Penta wasn't gonna win. He didn't take the pin. Did he take the pin? Who took the pin last night? I forgot. Did he say he might have took the pin? I don't know. I forgot. But I mean, yeah. It was last night. But yeah, man, Penta got aura and Penta has a long career ahead of him. I hope he don't beat Dominic Mysterio tonight for the IC title. I'm gonna be pissed. But shout out to Penta, man. Penta was doing some cool things. Him and Ray Phoenix got to be at WrestleMania. That's a W within itself, yes, but it's really not gonna have no effect on him. Like, you know what I'm saying? He gonna do what he do, and people like Penta. And now, last but not least, John Cena. I think it was a winner because he pissed off the IWC with Travis Scott coming out as if he was the one to book that, but it is what it is. And he just broke the record, man. Listen, John Cena is one of the greatest of all time. The first ever CD I bought was John Cena's rap album. I used to love watching The Marine over and over. And shout out to John Cena, man. At the end of the day, Edge is my favorite, wrestler. He cashed in on John Cena, but John Cena's a part of that. So, I appreciate John Cena for everything that he's done. 17-time world champion. And when he retires, it will be a sad day, but I am very happy, part of my childhood, bro. The ruthless aggression era is my era. So shout out to John Cena, man. Thank you for everything. And I'm looking forward to, seeing you ride off in the sunset. But like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for love support as always. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. And I'm looking forward to you guys, giving your own opinions and making your own tier list. You guys can make tier lists. I'll put it in the link in the description down below. So let me know what you guys think, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate the love. I'm watching this banger EO versus Stephanie match. Peace.